It's on my one, yeah. Biker support.
Okay.
Oh, hold on, is it? But wait, no, I could be looking at the wrong thing.
Yeah, it's on there. Yeah.
Yeah, bikerdown.org. Yeah.
We started alive. All right, guys, welcome on here. It looks like Mohawk Mike was already on here. He was on here early. And he said, dang, PA Biker, you are still kicking. But I can't see PA Bikers information on there in the comments. Okay, so it is Mama Badger with, I was going to say my business, with supportbikers.com. Also Badger's Business Solutions. I guess that's just kind of, I am on here with a couple of awesome girls that I'm going to introduce to you guys, or have them introduce themselves. No, I want to introduce you guys. I'm excited to have them on here. We are going to be announcing the charity, so stay tuned. We did pick a charity for the World Record Poker Run of 2021 happening this summer. If you have no idea what we're talking about, then stay tuned. Get your questions ready. All right, and as you come on here, do like Mike is doing and tell me what's up. So, hey, Mike, how you doing? Oh, come in here. You got to come. Do you want to come in here? Yes. Baby Badger has taken her course today, and do you see her face?
Yeah.
So Baby Badger is in the middle of taking her safety course to get her license. She had writing class on Thursday. Today was get on the bike for the first time and practice. Did you do any book work at all, or just all writing?
We did book work afterwards. I mean, it was from 7 to 4:35 p.m.
Yeah,
Oh, that's long.
that's a long time. It's supposed to be 2. Yeah. So we've been recording her response and her getting done with doing that. And then tomorrow she's going to go do class writing.
And then more writing, and then writing and writing tests.
So hopefully she'll be walking away with the M on her license.
Awesome.
But she was tired. At first she's like, I want to come home and I want to practice. But then we got home and she's like, no, I'm done. Mentally, physically drained right now, huh? Tomato.
So when you do that course, does that mean you have your full endorsement on your license?
Yes, after I finished the course and I passed like the grading and everything, yes.
That's what we have to do in the States. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, I actually have to do a writing test.
Well, she's got tests.
Yeah, I have to do 2 tests. Yeah, I have
to do a writing test and writing test.
We do the course just to get a learner's license. And then after you get your learner's license, you have to do an actual practical writing test to get the full motorcycle endorsement on your license.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So Karen's in Ireland. I haven't introduced Karen, but that's, so in the States, it's a lot easier than, But, and then if she doesn't pass, I would say pretty much it's a guarantee she'll pass the writing portion of it, the writing.
She'll pass that.
If she doesn't pass the writing portion, which she will, but if not, then she gets to go back until she does get it passed. So, yeah.
Yay.
Yay. All right, so stay tuned. We got videos coming out probably next Wednesday, Friday. So you guys can watch Baby Badger get her license and what that was like for being a girl at the age of 17, gonna be 18 in March.
Oh, you got this, chick.
Of course you do.
Thank you.
Well, hope. All right, so we have our charity. Bye, love you. We have our charity that's going to be joining us. Unfortunately, when I send her a text, I'll let her explain why she's late if she wants to explain why, poor thing. So she's got a lot going on right now, but she will be joining us, I'm pretty sure. If not, that's fine. We can, we'll help her out and introduce her for you guys. But okay, so first I have Karen from Ireland.
Oh, will you stop doing that? I am never going to say that. I am never, ever, ever going to say that.
If you guys have ever been on, oh, that's Lori. Hold on just a second. Let me see what Lori says. Hello.
Christ.
There she is. I see at the bottom. I see you now. Okay.
There I am. Okay.
There she is. All right, girl. I'm just going in through and introducing. So Karen is from Ireland. I'm going to pop her on the screen.
No, don't do that. Don't do that.
Nice
No,
and
don't do
big.
that.
So if you guys have ever been on supportbikers.com, then you'll hear Karen's coming on there saying Karen from Ireland and then Joe from the
Yeah.
South.
Not for much
Nice to
longer
meet
will you
you.
hear. You too.
So Karen is helping out with the World Record Poker Run. She is going to be a huge help come the week of. She is flying in. Fingers crossed.
Provided Mr. Biden lets me. Yeah.
Right. So she'll
Don't
be.
get me started.
I know. She's going to be flying in, even if we need to smuggle her in. We are getting her to the States so that she can help us out. She is going to be in one of our chase vehicles. So she's going to either be ahead or behind. She's going to be running the tent, helping out with the game portion of it. And yeah, so it's huge. Yeah, a huge help. She is also the admin for our two Facebook groups. We have a group called the Badgers and the Biker Lifestyle. That's strictly biker stuff. They only putting biker stuff on that group on Facebook. And then she is also the admin for our group that's called Support Bikers, which we just started. And what are we at, Karen? Like we're over 12,000 people right now.
We are way over. I mean, every morning I woke up this week, there was 75 requests every morning when I woke up alone, and then maybe another 40 throughout the day. And yesterday morning when I woke up, there was 163 join requests waiting for me. I was like, Jesus fucking Christ. I was actually late opening the office yesterday because I was sitting at my desk doing them all. I forgot the time.
Yeah, and I know
I had to knock on the window to get my attention to say, time.
Good. I know, and Sunny goes through too, and he's putting them through. And then Bill, who does admins for our Badger and the Biker Lifestyle group, he's like, "You want me to help you out too?" And I'm like,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know why would we say no. Yeah.
But it works out great now with Bill because with our time difference, he covers the overnight. So now when I wake up, I don't have as many member requests as what I used to have.
Yeah.
He covers the part when I'm asleep.
Well, we appreciate it. We are so thankful for your help with the groups.
No
And
worries.
then thank you so much.
I don't
for
do
helping
it.
us.
I don't do a whole lot compared to the likes of what Amanda's after doing with the hotels and all that kind of stuff. I've done very little, to be quite honest.
Yeah, let's bring that girl on in. Okay, so we have. This is Miss Amanda. This is our MMA fighter, not only in the ring, but also on the telephone as she's talking to all these hotels and for lodging along the way for the World Record Poker Run. So, Amanda, yeah, tell us about you. Where are you located?
I'm in Clendenin, West Virginia, about 25 minutes north of Charleston.
And we
In
met.
what town? What town are you in?
You're all are now.
Are we? She is
Yeah.
20 minutes from Charleston in West Virginia.
Okay,
Yeah.
because my daughter used to live in Huntington.
Yeah, you're about an hour away, probably.
Hour from
That's beautiful country.
Yeah. It's summer.
That's why she comes to Florida, Daytona, for a part of the year, which is where we met her, by the way. We got to meet her at Daytona last October.
Yep.
That was awesome. And thank you, Amanda. She's been watching us and following us. And because of this World Record Poker Run and her seeing it, she jumped in the chat one time and said, "I'll help out." And I'm like, heck yeah, I'm taking volunteers. So yeah, thank you so much. It has been a lot of work. And this girl has spent hours upon hours. I think, Amanda, if we were to do like an end video that said what would we have done differently with the World Record Poker Run, I would probably say got started on hotel rooms and stuff earlier. What do you think?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're in a COVID world, so I don't even know if earlier would have been beneficial because everything's been so shut down.
Yeah.
isn't really that. It's just the further you go west, especially like Colorado, it's tourist season when we're coming through there.
Mm.
So yeah, it's there. already.
Well,
A lot of-
it is in Durango. I mean, I'm from Colorado, so I mean, it's beautiful and the $1 Million Highway is great, but that is a huge tourist town.
Yes.
So, like you come to Denver or come up through Colorado Springs, we could have, accommodated you a little bit easier then, but you guys will make it work.
Oh yeah, it's coming together.
It is.
We'll get there.
It is. It's a lot of work. I mean, it's coming together. We've all got so much done. When people go to register on Monday, we have got a lot of them ready to go for everybody to call on and get their rooms booked. So yeah, it's just a lot of work, and she's been working on it for a couple of weeks.
Yes.
So, all right. Well, thank you, Amanda. I appreciate it, honey. All right. Next, we're gonna bring Lori into the big screen. Yay! So this
How are
is
you guys?
Lori, and Lori has an organization called Biker Down. And I'll give a little backstory for everybody. So,
Oh, good.
Yeah. No.
Sorry, no, you do it. I'd rather hear your backstory.
Well, I'm going to tell how it came. So we had requested that everybody put in their ideas and who they would like to see for the charity. And one of the big things we told everybody is we wanted to find a charity that is all about supporting bikers, because that's what, I mean, it's like it says on the screen, supportbikers.com. Support bikers supporting bikers is kind of our tagline. And so we had a lot of great there's a lot of great organizations out there, but we really truly wanted to help all the bikers. And it was Karen actually that had put in our Support Bikers Crew chat your organization. Karen, you came across it how? Was it just doing a Google search?
Very easy. Well, because when you asked us all to nominate a charity each, being the non-American, totally out of the loop person in the group, I was kind of going, who do I nominate? Or, because everyone has heard of the big charities, and I always like to advocate for the charities that don't get huge amounts of government funding. They're volunteer based and are run by the people, and they give 100% to the people. They're not taking huge executive salaries out of it, So I just Googled, I said, biker orientated charities, volunteer. That's what I Googled.
That's awesome.
And the very first one that came up was bikerdown.org. And I looked into it, I saw your video, and I said, that fits exactly with the mantra of supported bikers. So I said, that's the one I
appreciate that. It's it really touches me because it means that we're doing something right. But number two, we aren't your warm and fuzzy charity. We're not kids, we're not cancer, we're not autism, we're not veterans. And not that all of those aren't very good charities, but exactly. The reality is that when a biker goes down, it's the lowest point of their life. And so therefore, in our fundraising, Harley Davidson does pets and animals. You try to get a Harley Davidson grant, you won't get it, unless you are in the location of a plant. And that's shocking to me, to be quite honest with you. I mean, when I founded this, I'm like, oh, of course Harley will, donate. Of course Yamaha and, all of those, Ducati and all of them. Well, who wouldn't be a member of Biker Down? And, we're charity happy in our community. I mean, every weekend people are paying for the privilege to ride. And we're always helping charities, quite truthfully, outside of the biker community. But when our bikers go down on those charity rides, or our bikers go down, those community nonprofits are not saying, oh, hey, let me give you 10% of our, the funds we raised to help anybody that got injured. And that's just the sad reality of what we do. Nobody wants to talk about the fact that, like Baby Badger, the fact that she can go down. and we just want to talk about freedom of the ride and stuff. So that really touches me that someone saw us and said, this is one of a very few number of biker charities that help bikers. And we sadly get not we get a bad rep, but charities in general get a bad rep from the exact things that you said. But number two, the big charities are, Bikers Against Drunk Drivers, Bikers Against Diabetes, BACA, and, all again. But some of those people have some real funding issues or expenditure issues. And so therefore getting a $20 out of a biker sometimes can be a little difficult. So I thank you so very much for that.
Yeah, so Karen was the one, because of her putting in that, we looked at different ones, and yours was one of the ones that there was 4, I think, that we were calling on, and you were the one that picked up the phone, and Susanna got on the phone with you and could have talked to you forever.
Yeah.
That says it all.
When my hands get moving, look out.
It was great because he literally, when he got the phone, he goes, I think I was just talking to you on the phone. Like, she's she's you. Like, we could talk forever. So he's like, if I got you two on the phone, you guys would be on the phone forever.
Well, we were. Remember, it was, hey, can you just take a short phone call? And it was like an hour later,
Yeah.
I was like, I gotta go, So, but that's empowering. As was all of you ladies know, we're in a male-dominated industry. And so when you find other women that are inspiring and empowering one another, it's a great thing, because it's, you don't see that very often. And so I was really honored to be a part of this, because one, I see a lot of women in the background making things happen, and obviously being recognized. But it's been a battle, and so it means a tremendous amount to me.
Well, good. Will you join us in our biker tips for biker chicks that we're doing?
Your beauty tips for biker chicks.
Beauty tips for biker chicks. Sorry, last episode, last live.
If you only knew that the lighting in this hotel room is so amazing. Because I don't look like, I'm even looking at myself going, damn, I look good. I'm looking good today. But the lighting is hiding well. I'll be 58 next week. So
damn, you don't look up.
All right, so for those of you that are joining us, have come on here, we are talking with Lori, and Lori is the founder of an organization called Biker Down. She does have a website, and there's her logo, so you guys will recognize that. So her website is bikerdown.org. I have gone on and updated the website, and it now has her information on there as our official charity. It has links to her website so that you guys can check it out. She has a video that you guys have all got to go see. Karen has watched the video, and that was the reason why you're obviously here today. And Amanda. So Amanda also, I had asked her, I was just on the phone talking with her about hotels, and I said, had you looked into the Biker Down? She was like, oh yeah. And she was like, before I could get 5 words out, she was like telling me all about you and your video and what you are doing. And I was like, okay, she was definitely in.
It's funny about that, because I'm a pretty tough biker chick, and I'm sensitive, but I'm a pretty, there's many tough layers that you have to get through. But I think the one thing that most people will feel after they've spoken to me about Biker Down is that this chick's for real, and she's passionate about what she does. Because as I've said, there are, I didn't invent this wheel of helping injured motorcycle riders. But I think the way I do it is one of the best that's out there. And so we really work hard, not only in helping an injured rider when they go down, but getting out the motorcycle awareness. Because all of you that ride, freedom of the ride is no longer free. We're living in a society where 50% of the drivers you'll encounter don't have insurance. you'll encounter many bikers not having uninsured motorist or med pay, or even understanding that you can have uninsured motorists. Like in Florida, you don't have to have bike insurance.
Right.
You need to make sure that the coverage that's on your vehicle can overlap onto your car or onto your bike, because I can't tell you how many phone calls I get from help requests in Florida, and they're like, well, I don't have bike insurance, and you just want to like come through the phone. You shouldn't be getting on two wheels unless you have the protections out there and a good working knowledge of what happens in the event of an accident, because every accident is serious, and almost 90% of every biker that gets in an accident is underinsured.
Yeah. Well, we're all about helping. Right now, we're partnering with different insurance companies in every state to make sure that there's somebody there that everybody can contact to make sure that they get insured and they get the proper insurance.
Yeah, because everybody always goes, oh, well, I'm covered. I've got health insurance. Well, that's great. Health insurance covers your medical bills,
Right.
but it doesn't pay your rent. We're in a GoFundMe happy society, and you've got to have, if that driver hits you and you're in the hospital for 6 or 8 weeks and you can't work and you've got another 3 or 4 months of recovery, how are you going to survive? Nobody's got that kind of residual income sitting in some savings account. And the point is, why should you have to draw off of it if you have it? Because just having that knowledge of, if an uninsured driver hits me, am I covered? And they'll go, well, you don't have gap insurance on your loan. So if you total your bike, you're probably going to owe $5,000. If you get MedPay can go between $5 or $10 extra a month, but you can get $10,000 or $20,000. And people don't understand you can get MedPay to pay you and not the hospital. So it just really is something that I talk to death, because everybody knows someone that's been in an accident, and everybody, it's not if you will go or when you will go down, or if you'll go down, it's when will you go down. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a vehicle. I mean, it can be right or air, overcorrecting. And so you've got to have those things. I just had a guy yesterday, he hit a deer, or he swerved to miss the deer. And I had to say to him, I said, well, you'd have been in better shape if you'd have hit the deer. Because the minute you didn't hit the deer,
West Virginia.
yeah,
Yeah.
and stuff. So it's tough.
Well,
I mean,
with that being said, one of the things that you do, Lori, is, well, let me start with this. We have our groups, right? I just mentioned we have 2 Facebook groups.
Right.
In those groups, we have, people are posting all the time. And we've had people that have gone on there and posted a GoFundMe.
Yeah.
And we've taken them down because, I mean, we don't have time to go make sure that this GoFundMe is legit.
Right.
Right? I mean, where did it come from? Anybody can go on to the website, put somebody's name in there, tell some sob story, and get people to give money, right?
Right.
So what I loved about what you guys have and what you provide is a way like a GoFundMe for that. For you set up in-house and you tell the story, but you go through and make sure that everything's legit and help them set everything up.
Yeah, well, one of the requirements of Biker Down, if you need our assistance, is the protocol is you have to do a help request online. And in that help request, we get your basic information. I get a little bit of background as to what happened with the accident. If you have the accident report, great. Most people don't when they apply. They'll send me some photos. I want to see you in the hospital. I'm not trying to be mean. I don't want to see you unconscious with tubes out, but I need to see your accident. And so then I get that, and within 24 to 48 hours, I contact the family member or the rider, and we go through an intensive interview process. And what I mean by that is I have 15 years of paralegal experience. I've been a widow. I've rebuilt my life more times than I care to admit. And over the past 11 years, as I was saying to you guys, I can't give everybody $500. I just can't. I mean, we don't get that kind of revenue stream in. So what I do is I really dissect your accident. What happened? What do you do for work? Do you have short-term disability? And some people hang up on me, and that's their red flag. Check. You don't need our services. But what I do is try to come up with a comprehensive plan to try to keep you afloat. And with that, if you need to do some fundraising, then most people don't realize that GoFundMe charges you 8.5% credit card processing.
Yeah.
No matter what they say on there, there are
that.
fees, and then there are processing fees. And they've tried to change that up now, because if you go to their site, you can donate the fees so that the people don't have to pay for it. But that's all because of a lot of us now that are waiving the fees. Even a Facebook fundraiser will charge you 2.6. So what I did is I needed a membership management software, found that, and then they call it peer-to-peer fundraising. And so it allows me to do the same platform and protocol of GoFundMe, except that all the money comes to Biker Down. I charge 0% credit card processing. So if a $5,000 is raised, $5,000 is given. Now, the donation on Biker Down's part is that I will absorb the credit card processing. So that really helps when it's a very bad accident. And you look at some of them and they raise $45,000, $50,000, and they're giving just a ridiculous amount of money to GoFundMe. But what your point was, is you have to go through this process.
I am willing to put your information into one of our groups before doing a GoFundMe. So it's like, I want to tell everybody, if you truly need it, somebody needs help, they need to go to bikerdown.org. They need to fill out the form. They need to go through the process. Once they've gone through that process, because there's so much I know you do behind the scenes. I too was a paralegal, have a background. So Lori and I, I mean, you've got it. There's so many other steps and things and tips and tricks that you've learned along the way to truly help you out. So, and then at that point, like you said, if you need a fundraiser, we need to put something out there and tell everybody about the situation, get some funds raised. Then
I haven't get your numbers as far as your group, but I can tell you that we have a really good bikerdown.org Facebook page. I get 2 to 3 help requests a week outside of our chapter states, which is Colorado, Nevada, and Arizona. I've had a lot of people want to do chapters. We have a certain way of doing it, and it's effective, and the person does it pretty much full time. Volunteerism is great, but I demand a lot from the people that are going to represent the brand. And I expect you to do the job, trust the process, do what I do. You'll never be me, because I've been doing it for 11 years, but I give you, the tools to be able to do it yourself. I actually have a friend that's in Australia, and I said, I want a biker down under, and someday we'll be all over the place. We're going to kind of tailor 2 different types of chapters. One is more volunteer. But I think the most important thing is you've got to love what you do, and you've got to love your community. Like I said, I don't want to down anyone else that's doing this, but the reality is those are people that want to do fundraisers and poker runs most of the time. And that's great, but that doesn't always pay my electric bill. That doesn't give me the resources. And, I do get injured riders to motorcycle attorneys a lot sooner than when they get out of the hospital, they start getting the medical bills, and then they realize just how damn serious and expensive it is. And stuff. And so I do have, and I think it's important that you guys know this. Oh, sorry.
Oh, I think, Amanda, is somebody watching our feed on their phone?
Hang on. Might be me. Okay. Is that better?
Well, I have up here, James was asking about Aflac.
Yeah. Well, when I started Biker Down, I mean, everybody, you have to have a revenue stream. So we wanted to do a membership program that was more than a pin and a patch. You join HOG, you join all these AMA and all that. You get t-shirts, you get patches, and all that's great. But what you get with Biker Down for $35 a year is nationwide motorcycle roadside assistance, and we'll probably cover that with the charity event. But for $35 a month, and it sounds crazy, who would want to give Biker Down $35 a month? Well, inclusive in our membership at Roadside Plus is the Aflac accident policy. I don't sell insurance. I don't get any benefit. I don't get a kickback. But my daughter sells Aflac, and I know that when you're in a hospital and you have this policy, you're going to get $300 a day in ICU. You're going to get $150 a day in a regular hospital room. You're going to get $100 a day in rehab, not to mention all the blood work and x-rays. So if you can't get Aflac at your work, you will not, or you're not a business owner, you cannot get Aflac any less expensive than by joining Biker Down. So $35 a month, it cost me, I've got to pay for your services. So $27.69. And then $2 a month for the nationwide roadside assistance, 2 tows a year up to $150. So that's $29.69. So roughly, I think it's $531 goes into our accident fund. So my vision when I started it was, well, who's not going to want to join Biker Down? I'm going to get, 5,000, $35 a month people, and look at that revenue stream. Well, it just doesn't work that way. People really have a hard time getting around the fact of giving Biker Down $35 a month. So we do have over 200 people, but I would have hoped that we were a little further along. But I think having the conversation about the Aflac makes people think. So if you can get it at work, get it. It also comes with a $20,000 accidental death benefit. So, sadly, in the event that you pass away, you know that you've got the money to bury your loved one, or you've got that they can sit and mourn your loss and not have to worry about everything that we all know that they go through. So, you take, I think one example I use is you take a serious accident, multiple surgeries, and you're in ICU for 2 weeks. That's 14 days times 300 is $5,200 for $1.16 a day. And that's more money than anyone's going to raise at a spaghetti dinner or a poker run. I mean, poker run, no offense to yours, because yours is very focused and it's a destination. But in the fundraising world of injured motorcycle riders, there's so many better ways to fundraise, because all that does is put another 50 bikers on the road. And it's a lot of work, and it's, 5 stops, and, and all you're really doing is making 5 biker bars and a lot of money.
Yeah.
So it's not my choice of fundraising. I tell people go to a VFW hall and rent it for $30 and have good Christian women cook food in bulk or roast a pig. Keep control of all your fundraising so that all the money goes to the bikers. So that just comes from years of experience. My son was paralyzed in a snowmobile accident, and I did my first fundraiser in 1999. And so, you learn everything in my life that's happened has happened for a reason. It never happened intentionally, but I feel like God has used all that pain and struggle and, losing a loved one to use to help be of service to the community. So, it's a cool thing. I wake up every day and the only thing that I think about is how can I help injured motorcycle riders better?
Yeah. Well, I know that it's just making the awareness, right? That number one, awareness of AFLAC and what that is and a supplemental insurance and how next to nothing you can have that extra coverage to help out that itself. And then how to fundraise right and truly raise the money.
And then obviously in a capacity of, many people don't have insurance. So when you're in between surgeries, gone are the days where you're just allowed to stay in the hospital. They will literally kick you out of the hospital with your wounds open and expect you to, be able to fend for yourself till the next surgery. So Biker Down in our chapter states provides hospital beds, toilet seat risers, shower seats, electric scooters, wheelchairs. Most people get crutches, so they don't need it. And what I was talking to Gabby about was, how would I do that on a more national platform? And because of this event, what I'm going to do is find a medical supplier, because currently I buy, most of it's donated or I have events for medical equipment. But what I need to do is find a medical provider that I can just place an order and it gets shipped. So if you're in West Virginia and a biker goes down, I can use the National Accident Fund to send them a wheelchair, send them a toilet seat riser, and send them what they need. And then, we won't get it back. But most of that stuff, some of it I don't want back.
Yeah. So Tiger Tennessee, he went down a few months back, and so he's saying straight up, right, this stuff is for real. So unfortunately, I know he's been there and done that. And
well, Ty, this is my patch for you, buddy. If you'll email me, you just tell me, and I'll send you a patch.
There you go. So he said luckily he had great insurance for his accident and is for income and such, because you never want to be without.
Well, and that's it. It's a very difficult subject. Nobody wants to think about it. But I look at it as have all of your things in place. And the great thing about the AFLAC, just to finish that off, is you can be in a car and have an accident, you're getting a check from AFLAC. If you've got, 2 bikes, 2 riders, $60 a month, you can insure both husband and wife. You can be skiing or water skiing and break something. Anytime you go to an ER or an aftercare, you're getting a check from AFLAC. So I don't want anyone to think this is just focused 100% on the bike.
Right. So PA Biker is talking about he's got full coverage, but should he check into getting anything further? So more insurance.
Well, the one thing that I would tell you, and I will post with Gabby my newsletter, is full coverage is actually a myth. There's no such thing. What it is it's collision and comprehensive coverage, and it's kind of a nickname of full coverage. Full coverage usually only means that I'm covered if I hit you, and I'm covered if I have a loan on my bike. I might get replacement value. So the answer to the question is I would call my carrier and find out if you have uninsured motorists, how much would it cost? Usually the basic minimum is $100,000. You can also do something called stacking. And what that means is so you have, let's just use Progressive. You have a car loan on Progressive, you get uninsured motorist to $100,000. You have a bike, you get $100,000 uninsured motorist. You make sure that those 2 policies are stackable. And what that means is can use both of them. So that's what you see on TV with motorcycle lawyers and all these lawyer commercials on during the day. Oh, John Smith got me $150,000. Most of the time, those are because people you either have somebody that hit you that's got really, really good insurance, or they have uninsured motorists. So definitely get that. If you don't currently have health insurance, ask about MedPay. MedPay is very inexpensive for the cost, and you can get that in 10 and 20,000 for an extra $5 or $10. And as I said, when you are in an accident, go to the hospital, they're going to want your bike insurance. Do not give them your bike coverage. They only need your health insurance card. That's a huge mistake that bikers make when they go into an ER, is to give them their Liberty or Geico or Progressive. Don't do that, because if you have uninsured motor, they will subrogate, and that's a whole nother conversation. But get the uninsured motorist. If you listen to nothing I say today, when you're riding your bike and you're at a stoplight, the person on the left has probably liability. If you're lucky, they have really good coverage. The person on the right does not. It used to be 1/3 of all drivers had insurance. It's now, with COVID, at least 50%. So when you get on that bike, if you don't insure yourself, you're going to be toast. You're going to be just going, what do I do?
Yeah.
I think here we have to carry a certain amount of uninsured.
In most states, you can waive it. In most states, your liability only has to be like 10 or 15 to 25,000. But that's what I always tell people, is have the conversation. Call your carrier and go, what happens if John Smith hits me and he has no insurance? Okay, well, is my bike covered? I owe $40,000 on my bike. I bought it at 50. It depreciated the minute I drove it off the lot, and they're only going to pay what your loan value is. And also make sure that if you've got all the fancy stuff, I've got a $10,000 paint job on my bike. I've got extra coverage.
Yes.
So that if my bike gets totaled, and that happened to my husband last October, an uninsured hit and run just tipped him over. I mean, the paint job was done, and I had to fight. They were going to total the bike. And I said, you're not going to total the bike. You're going to pay me the $20,000 that I insured for the paint job, or I'm going to sue you. You don't need to total the bike. The bike is nominal damage, but the paint job is ruined. So you really got to know what, you've got to have that conversation of, I've got, all this expensive stuff on my bike. That is not going to be covered in your full coverage.
No, we carry extra all 5 of them.
So what can happen too is you talk to your insurance company, you want the best deals, and they say, oh, we'll just take this off, and then they end up taking off the uninsured to save you money, and then you don't have it. So you just need to make sure that it is on there.
Yeah, again, going back to my accident with my husband, they told me I waived uninsured motorist, and I called him, you guys look pretty cool. I called him a rat bastard liar. I said, I preach this. There's no way. Well, we'll send it to you. You waived it on the computer. I'm like, you're a damn liar. And ended up, I called my insurance agent. I recorded the conversation. My insurance agent said, something's wrong, but yes, you have it. And it was this long, drawn out thing. And I can't tell you how many times an insurance company says you waived the uninsured motorist. So you have to have a file folder in your drawer, your in case of emergency file, that shows exactly what you signed up for. Most people have their little insurance card. Keep your paperwork, because the story will change when you go to redeem your policy. So it just, have a proof of life, have all your documents in order. That's a huge thing too, is, you always say, oh, I can't tell you how many people live in a world where they don't need to be married anymore. And if you live in a state that's not a community, what is it? Common law. And your boyfriend, significant other, has a mean stepdaughter, she can literally keep you out of ICU. If he passes and she gets everything and you go, oh no, but he wanted me to have this. I mean, I cannot tell you the nightmares. So it's so much more that Biker Down does than just, hey, here's a wheelchair, here's a toilet seat riser. And that's the point of, like, your Sunshine Lawyer and the lawyers that I work with, is there's probate issues, there's family law issues. I've had bikers in a coma, and he's got a mean ex-wife, and she doesn't inform the family court that he's incapacitated. So now he owes $5,000 in back child support and has a warrant out for his arrest. See, and that's where when I interview people and my legal background comes into place, I'm like, no, you need to have somebody go down and inform the family court so that they will stay your child support. When people are freaked out about medical bills and they don't have health insurance, their life sucks, they've lost their job. I'm like, no one's kicking him out of the hospital today. And the reality is you're never going to have the money to pay this. So in 6 months, we'll spend $1,200 and we'll throw you through bankruptcy and we'll make it go away. So please don't stress over it.
Yeah.
You keep a roof over your head. So those are all the other things that are after you're in my thoughts and prayers. You're in my thoughts and prayers. And they, they got Excel Energy knocking at the door, wanting to disconnect them. So it's tough.
One thing that was said was, I wish you were in my area, which you're nationwide. So she can help you guys just because she's in Colorado, and then you've got Arizona and Vegas, right?
Yeah. So yes, we have 3 chapters, Nevada, Arizona, and Colorado is where we were founded. I help every single motorcycle rider that does a help request on bikerdown.org. Now, as I've said to Gabby, the funds raised in Colorado has to stay in Colorado. That's part of my bylaws. The money raised in Nevada stays in Nevada, etc. But as I told her, when someone calls me from Florida, I'm going to spend an hour on the phone with you. And we're going to go over all this. I'm going to get you where you need to go. And I'm going to send you an accident book. And we're going to walk through your injuries. As an example, do you have a car payment? Well, yeah, my wife and I both do. Okay, when you hang up the phone with me, you need to call your finance company and you need to ask them to move 2 payments on the back end of the note. How much are your car payments? Well, they're $300. I just saved you $1,200.
So let me stop you there. Guys, what she's telling you is information you're not going to get when you call your car insurance company to help you out, or the health insurance company. Like, you've got an individual here that is going to be able to help you. So if you don't need her, you're going to know somebody else that's going to need this organization at some point in time. And even if you're skimming through a Facebook group and you see somebody reach out and be like, my buddy was down, he doesn't know what to do, that's where you need to say, I've got an organization that you need to reach out to. And I'm planning on making you lots of money.
Well, I appreciate that. Knowledge is power. And that's what I always tell people is that knowledge is power. And anybody that wants one, it takes me a little while, but I can download, you can download them. I just got to find the link. But I always tell people to carry this ICE emergency card. Mm-hmm. And if you open it up, this also says, in the event of an accident, you're supposed to call this person. You may not want the hospital to call your home. Like an example of Little Badger. You might not, if something happened to you guys, you may not want the hospital to call her and freak her out. You may want a relative to know first to go over and get her. And this is super, super important because everybody always tells me, well, I got my 911 emergency stuff in my phone. Your phone's junk. Mm-hmm. And if you think
where is your phone? Do you know where your phone is?
If you think EMTs are going to go through your purse or they're going to go through your bags, their job when they pick you up is to grab you.
Yeah, and that sucks when it happens because when my dad got killed in a car wreck at 49, the hospital called me.
Yeah,
that's how I found out. The hospital called me.
Yeah. And she does it every day. And so she doesn't have, you got a 12-year-old, no offense, not that you were, but I'm saying you got, a little girl at home that's old enough to answer the phone. Hey, this is Karen from ICU at St. Anthony's Emergency. We have your father here. Oh, hell no. So having that card saying, hey, I'm a diabetic or I have this kind of blood type, you can't give me, what else does it say? I can't remember. I'm an organ donor. I have a living will. These are my allergies. This is what medication I'm on. And I always tell people, think about every ride you go on. You know the people, but you don't really know them.
Well, yeah, how well do you know? Those people you just stepped on the ride with. Yeah.
Yeah. And so I used to give them people, my friends love me and they tolerate me, but I have really high moral compass. So anytime I go on a ride, I make everybody fill one of these out. Keep it in your wallet. And they're like, oh, I've already got one. I said, well, then pull it out and let me see it. Let me see it. So no, I'm not saying for your ride, but this might be something we want to throw in the bag and encourage people to fill it out on the ride so that, they have that kind of stuff. So then last but not least, because I don't want to keep you guys, I don't know how long these things go.
Oh, we could be on here for a while.
One thing that I really specialize into is offering this accident scene management class. This is to teach everybody that's on a ride how to render proper trauma aid in the event of an accident. The reason I started Biker Down was my girlfriend went down and we had every pair of sunglasses under the sun. We had baseball caps. Not one person on our ride of 12 people had the proper first aid kit. And I can't tell you what it's like to watch someone you love hurting and you're up in the mountains or you're in some rural area and it's 45, 50 minutes before someone can get there. So learning how to remove someone off the road properly, how to remove a helmet properly. It's something that I'd really like to, get with you guys in the future. About everybody considering taking this class.
Well, thank you to our Royal Flush sponsors, which is scrolling on the bottom, Sunshine State Biker Lawyers, because they do offer that. And they're in the process of finding a location here in Southwest Florida area to offer that class. Yeah.
I've been quitting smoking for 10 weeks and I smoked for 45 years, so forgive me.
Well, good for you.
That's the last bad thing I ever did. I gave up. So you see me making love to my vape pen. Please forgive me. But no, that is an excellent class. And I know the owner, the founder of that, her name is Vicky Sanfilippo. And she is amazing. So I would love to talk to him because when we brought him to Colorado, I already knew Vicky, but the lawyer that sponsored me did not know Vicky. And so we brought Vicky in for the first class and it's just amazing. They're not a person. I've had doctors, I've had trauma nurses try to come in and really catch them, like, oh, you don't need to do that and everything else. And they just walk away going, this is great. Because I don't like blood. But I can tell you what, I am the girl that gets off the bike, grabs the trauma kit, and I know how to safely direct traffic. As an example, if a rider goes down, everybody wants to put all their bikes around the injured rider. Well, what you've done is you just created 12 things that a car can hit to hurt the rider.
To go into the rider.
Do you remember in Girl Scouts when you had the little like solar blanket? They were like this big.
I know what you're talking about.
I was a campfire.
Anyway, if you keep that in your bike, you can learn how to lay it out, roll the biker over, and then drag them safely off the road. Okay. Even if it's inches, it's just getting them off the road. It's having the LED lights in your side bags to, we used to have the things that you snapped, but having the LED lights so that you can properly direct traffic away from the accident. It's the best 8 hours you will ever spend on a Saturday. And then you get this cool little patch.
Yeah. All right. So James Caban said, I have AFLA. It covers myself, kids and wife through work for $50 a month. and that he works for Cannon City, Colorado. So that's good. If you've got
So
the,
ask James if he knows about Biker Down.
and he was saying that thanks, would like to get it, please. So I think you guys can go to her website. So what she was talking about as far as the fees and stuff, just be a member and what you get for being a member, all of that is outlined on the bikerdown.org website.
Thank you. In Colorado last year, we did 50 fatalities out of 103, and I did over 200 accidents. I think the one thing that people find now that we're in a social media world is just how many people really go down. You know, we used to only hear about the people in our network of friends.
Yeah.
And it blows everybody away. There's not a morning I wake up in this late spring and summer that somebody hasn't gone down.
Okay, so I just took a drink and swallowed it wrong. Okay, so as Sunny points out, next thing to talk about is, so Lori, and there were so many things as we were talking to her that we were like, okay, check, check, check. So one of them was I'm going to get it wrong. What's the name of it? The MTS, the motorcycle towing service. Okay. So what we've decided to do, and I'll let Lori talk about it, but what we've decided to do is for the world record poker run, we're going to have roadside assistance for everybody. So we're taking a part of the registration fee and giving you guys roadside assistance, because that was a huge thing that kept coming up was, are you going to have chase vehicles, and what about if something happens, you know, what do we do? So when we talked to you as a charity and you said you had this service and what you could provide for us, I was like, okay, sign us up. Let's do this. So,
yeah, it's a really great thing, because most people will tell you, oh, well, I've got Geico, I've got Roadside, or I've got Liberty, I've got Roadside, I've got AAA. And that's all great, to be quite honest with you. Anybody that's got Roadside is good. But when you have a bike like most of us have, I don't want Bubba coming and craning up my bike or pulling it. I mean, we've all seen the horror videos and pictures of what a tower will do to a bike. So I found Motorcycle Transport Service years ago. And as I said, when I was talking about the membership, they charge me $2 a month. So what we talked about is just adding that $2 to the registration, and then I can export, you know, everybody that paid on the ride, and we'll import it into MTS. And so for that 30 days, because, you know, again, the moral compass is they're on their own to get to Sturgis, but if they break down in Kansas, you know, their roadside may only take them so far. So there's sometimes that people can piggyback off of several different types of roadside to get them. As an example, take, you know, Biker Down will get you so far. Then you call Geico, that'll get you so far. Then if you've got Hog, you know, Hog membership, the Hog membership the towing has to get you to the next dealership. So there are instances where people will do that just to get somewhere where they can do that. So that's great. They all make it to Sturgis, but there's going to be a lot of breakdowns, you know, parts and all that. So how are they going to get back? You know, what's our moral compass on them getting back? So that'll give everybody 30 days of nationwide roadside assistance. And then probably, as Gabby and I talked about, then after that month is over, we'll do a joint type of letter and saying, hope you enjoyed or didn't have to use your nationwide motorcycle towing, but, you know, please consider keeping that and joining Biker Down.
yes. So thank you. That was just something else that we can do for everybody. So Richard's saying, keep up the great work, Lori. God will bless you in many ways. Absolutely.
I do believe that God, you know, God didn't cause the tragedies in my life. I said it before, but I really believe that everything that happened, he's put to good use. And so I consider it an honor to help the biker community that I love so much. So thank you, Richard, but no thanks is necessary.
And as Sunny said, we chose the charity because we wanted to make sure this helps all bikers, guys. This is anybody and everybody that this charity helps out, and it's nationwide. What is Toby said? Bikes can be repaired and replaced. Body parts, lives, and the cost associated with saving those things is priceless. Exactly.
Toby, you're my new best friend.
And PA Biker said, I'll call my carrier tomorrow or Monday. So, yeah. Ty, make sure your accessory coverage is enough to cover all your upgrades, like you were talking about, for sure. And then Ozark HD Writer said, what? Insurance is a law, but there's a lot of people out there driving around with no insurance at all. So you better cover your ass.
You have to, it's like I always say, freedom of the ride. I get it. We all want the freedom and we all want the this and everything else. But, freedom of the ride is no longer free. Easy Rider's gone. We live in a world where, we just don't have that kind of money to, there's no such thing as an $800 apartment anymore. So now you're looking at, like in Colorado, I mean, a 2-bedroom apartment can be $2,500.
Mm-hmm.
There's no charity, no fundraiser on the planet that's going to be able to get you through that. So I know I cringe every time someone's on Facebook going, man, I'm paying so much for insurance. I need cheaper insurance. The cheap becomes expensive. Watch the People's Court. I stole that from Judge Marilyn, whatever her name is. But yeah, I mean, it's an old saying is don't go cheap on the things that'll save your life. It's just not worth it. Because then you got to ask the thousands of people that to all give $20. And that's kind of what my husband says is, don't make your friends all have to chip in $20. Do find it. It's a burger, it's a beer, and maybe a tank of gas. You got to give up to find $35 a month. If you can't afford it, then you can't afford to not have it. And I mean, I should be selling insurance, but I just see it every single day. Oh no, I thought I had this and I thought I had that. And, I'm like, dude, how can you straddle over that bike and not know definitively what you have on your bike?
Yeah.
I mean, and yeah, I speak biker down, but that's just reality is you've got to know what you have and what it's really going to do for you.
All right. So Tim says some insurance, if you say you hit a deer, they'll say it's your fault. So
After the deer hit you is what he's trying to say.
yeah. That it's not your fault at all. And
yeah, here in West Virginia, if you call and say you hit a deer, they could possibly not cover you. You have to say the deer hit you.
Yeah. And the thing is, you can't sue a deer.
No. It has no insurance.
No. I had that. I used to work insurance defense a lot, and people would go, and that's what I say, they'll go, oh, I had a guy here in Vegas the other day. He goes, I swerved, to not hit the car. I said, and this is horrible. Dude, you were better off not in the car. Because now you've laid down your bike, you got liability only and you're screwed. So even if that bike is paid for, you've scraped together, you've paid off that bike, get the uninsured motorist. If you listen to nothing else I say today, uninsured motorist or underinsured motorist. It's both the same thing.
So Nancy's on here, and I gotta quickly say, I'm representing girl. Wearing my wings.
Are we showing our chest? Is that what it is?
What did you say?
American worth fighting for.
Be the American worth fighting for. Yeah, you've got a lot of shirts on your site, guys. That's another way you can support her is by shopping on her site. She's got very, very much on keeping writers safe and stop not texting and yeah. Okay, so Toby said I have the ICE app on my phone. It has emergency contacts, blood type, allergies, prescriptions, etc.
And Toby, I love you like my Louis Vuitton, but if you get in an accident, your phone is junk.
Yeah, that was my question.
Or it's password protected and nobody can get in.
See, that would be my case too. And how would you know?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to be unconscious and they're going to do a retina scan. You know, I mean, I appreciate it. And when you have everything put together, but they'll literally, if they don't have, they'll put you in as a John Doe. Your
So
family
something
won't know where you
material
are.
you gotta have that's written down somewhere that they can pick up.
It's so easy to do. It's a little card. I mean, and I got this, our hog chapter in Colorado also did this for a short period of time, but I've given out 100,000 of these easy and they still don't fill them out. But I'm just saying, think about it. Even if you don't get this card, get something like it. I'll send it to you in a PDF if you want to just contact us. You can just print it out, fold it up in your wallet. They will take you in your wallet, but keep it in your chaps.
So PA saying that he is a paramedic, and it's so very true. We're not taking the time to go through stuff. We're just wanting to take care of you. So
Geez, I'm a rock star today. I'm getting all my questions and answers correct.
all right, we got Black Top Devil on here. Brian, who is part of our support bikers crew. Toby, good idea, but you need a hard copy. Yeah, in your case. Yeah, it would be nice. I mean, I think you're right though. But then still, you wonder, like, your stuff could go everywhere too. Like, even if you've got, I mean, I guess in my bag, the whole bag's gonna hopefully stay zippered up and everything, and you can at least.
Well, I mean, here's the reality. If you're got 3 or 4 couples and you're riding and somebody goes down, you've got 5 other people that are going to grab your stuff, and somebody's going to go to the hospital, but we're talking you're riding to 7-Eleven, and a car makes the invariable left turn and you go down, they're going to grab you. So what I'm saying is, if you ride with chaps, if you ride with a vest, a cut, stick it in that pocket, because they're going to take you and they're going to take your chaps, unless, and I mean, now we're getting into extremes, unless they absolutely have to cut them off, but they're going to still look for something identifying. So you've got to have something identifying on your person. I mean, medical conditions, some people have the necklaces, or they do I'm a diabetic tattoo, but I'm just saying that general information, it's such an easy thing to do. And if they do find out who you are, and then they, like I said, they call your house, they scare to death your wife or your kids, that's just not cool. They're doing their job. But we have to take control of our life, our writing, and not rely on somebody else to do what we think is the right thing.
All right. Where were we at?
Somebody needs to make us pins for our vests or something. All that information. That would be cool.
Well, I was just thinking, I mean, that's something good for all of us to know. If you do you're part of an accident or come across an accident, that's one thing you can do to probably help out, is find that documentation. So when the paramedics do come, you have something to provide.
Yeah.
I mean, we advise everybody. When, I give out Sharpies, sounds ridiculous, but I keep a spiral notebook in my bike. So that, one of the most important things, and I'm sure your lawyer has this, most of the motorcycle attorneys have it, but having something to get witnesses' names, everybody's phone is a camera, but having that to get anybody's witnesses' names or take photos of an accident, just we could spend all night of me going through all the things that one can do. But again, that's one of the reasons that accident scene management class is so good, because in the trauma kits that I sell, or that accident scene management sells, it gives you like a shaving kit bag that's got all your basic trauma stuff, but then it's got a little notebook, and it's got a pen, a Sharpie, and you can take down information. Again, sounds so silly, but what it is it's just 11 years of anything that could go wrong goes wrong.
Well, everybody's got phones on them, and you can go into the notes section and you can type out the notes and stuff. But yeah, we were just talking with the Sunshine Biker lawyers and Sunshine State Biker lawyers, and we had them do actually a video, like 5 different top things that you need to do when you come across an accident. And one of them is start taking and collecting as much information from everybody around you. Who were they, names, numbers, and video is the best thing you could possibly do, because as he pointed out, which is smart to think about, is if you're panning around you, they can see what buildings are around you too, and some of them may have surveillance cameras on them, so that now they know what building that was that you were by, to see if they've got cameras themselves catching.
Yeah, that's absolutely crucial. The other thing that he probably didn't put on there, but he knows, is do not put your business out on social media. And PA Biker, yes, just send an email to bikerdown.org. I'd be happy to send you stuff for your bike club. No problem. I'll send you as many as you want. But the other thing that you should not do is, and this is one of the reasons that I tell everybody why it's so important to get a motorcycle attorney after you have an accident. Here is why. The minute that person hit you, after they called home and told their family they love them and that they're okay, the next phone call is to their insurance company, who's called someone, they're already on your social media, they're already on your Facebook, they're already trying to figure out how to not pay you. And every single person that makes a comment on your social media about your accident, meaning, oh yeah, the driver was going fast, or, here we were 2 hours before at a biker bar with a shot of Fireball and 3 Bud Lights. You see what I'm saying? Everybody that comments is now a potential witness.
Yeah.
So you have to be really, really, really careful.
So Brian did do a video. I know he did on this and talked about it and having the cards and the information. And so go check out Blacktop Devils YouTube and search for that video that he did, because it is very informational and something that would help any of us.
Because I know when I had my accident last September, as much in shock as I was and winded, and when my friend came over, Joe came over, and was like, are you all right? You're right. All I could say was, take photos. And I'm so glad I did, because a prick tried to screw me and claim for damage that didn't exist on the car.
Well, and let's be honest, the bikers are always profiled. I mean, we kind of kid in our community. There's a big thing between independents and people in a motorcycle club. My husband's in a motorcycle club. But I primarily work in the independent world. I help everybody. But my point to that is that I think I just forgot my point. But I did. I just had a brain fart. I'm allowed to at 58. It'll come back to me in a minute here.
Well, while she's having a brain fart, if you just got on here, we have Lori on here with us from Biker Down. She is our charity that we have chose to raise money for.
Damn, that was a good one.
World Record Poker Run. So what we're doing is, of course, we're paying for the expenses. The expenses are the support bikers crew getting us from point A to point B, so that we make sure we beat this world record, or set the world record. And then anything that we have left over from after expenses is going to the charity. So did you remember?
Which we hope is a whole bunch.
So PA was talking about keeping his med back, and then what's Toby say? If anyone ever rides with other bikers, everyone should know emergency info about the ride, which is each rider's blood type, allergies. Yeah. So I think you're right. What we could definitely do is, at the time, maybe that's part of the registration, as everybody filling out those little cards and having those cards with them before we go on this poker run. And
it's just a moral compass. I mean, it's like I said, knowledge is power. And, knowing that, I mean, it's like I take riders' information when they're become a member, so that if nobody can be gotten a hold of, then they call Biker Down, and then I try to look into my information or my resources to try to find the families. So,
So I want to say, so Lori, this was another thing, guys. I thought it would be super cool to have the charity go with us on this trip. I mean, how cool would it be, to have them there to answer questions? And so Lori is going to be with us on the trip. Yay!
Yeah, I have a small vending, like a tailgating trailer that I fought years to get. Now my sponsor knows how important it is. And then I have my Hummer. And so I'm going to ride out or drive out, and then I'm going to get someone to come with me. And then we will ride. I'll ride one day, then she'll ride one day. But it'll be great that if we need support, I'm also going to bring something called the Atlas Hitch. I don't know what other vehicles are going to be on there, but if they can tow a vehicle, if they have a tow hitch, I'll bring the Atlas Hitch, which when you guys see this thing, you'll go, oh my God, everybody should have one. But it's a company that sponsors Biker Down that makes it really easy to get someone off the road. So it's great to have the roadside assistance, but when you're doing chaser vehicles, having that hitch to, in a breakdown, to just get them off the road, let's get them to the next exit and figure out what we're doing.
So Atlas Hitch is what it's called.
Yeah.
And so can they get the information on your website about the Atlas?
Yeah, I think it's on my sponsor page. I gotta, I'm on a birthday trip. So when I get home, I've got to do a little, additional fine tuning. But if you follow Facebook, if you follow Biker Down, even on Facebook, like our pages, you see me talking about it all the time. So it's not a hard find. And they've got a really, really good video. If you just do Atlas Hitch motorcycle trailers. I'm a dealer in Colorado, and I'm not plugging it for that. I'm just saying the minute I saw this thing, if you're a woman, right, I'm older, and, sometimes driving a trailer in a truck is just a pain, or my husband's out and it's like, honey, I broke down. I need you to come get me. And there's just a reality that sometimes I can get to him faster than calling roadside assistance. So I found this hitch and I just went to the owner. I said, I must have you as a sponsor, because women can hook up the bike and they can trailer it with their Subaru or their Jeep Cherokee. We're not using these big monstrosities that our husbands do. So it's a pretty cool thing.
Don't need the big ass truck to.
No, you don't. You don't.
All right. What do we got here? Sunny's just saying, send me where we can get you all hooked up. Yeah. So if anybody wants those little cards, we'll get them to you. Sorry, just going through comments now. Most of us, the record, my entire accident was caught on video, and my attorney is grateful for that. Oh, yeah. Okay. Have you released the video yet, Ty? All right. Okay, so but everyone can be advised to do that, whoever they're riding with. Each person is doing this. It's not just the World Record Poker Run's responsibility. Yeah, I think that's right. I think we'll make it something to where maybe it goes in the registration packet that gets sent out, and they fill it out and they have it with them. So when they come to the ride, they've got it, or you can pass them out. I think what do you think, Lori? So would people, the information's on that it's requesting, is that information if they're actually here ready to take the run, are they going to have that information on them to be able to answer?
Yeah. I'm sorry, throw that one at me again.
So I'm just trying to think of the questions that are on that sheet, like their blood, you need blood type.
I mean, it depends if you're going to take the information, the registration form, or if they're going to do it online and you can export it. It would be great to have it in an Excel spreadsheet, because then you can just go, okay, you're from Texas, they're a type this. But like you said, we're not going on a ride where we're going to have, 100 or 400 bikers all in one thing. It's not like the ride for the wall. Yeah. So I think having the card, I think just like COVID, it's about personal responsibility. Please, guys, before you take off, let's all take a minute, fill this card out, put it on your person, in your wallet, unless you want that information. But again, we're trying to get them, it would be my thought, we're trying to get them to have it on them so that the emergency room will be able to treat them.
Yeah. I do know of Biker Down. I'll be looking into tonight, Lori. So,
well, James, I'm doing something wrong then if you don't know who I am.
He knows of it. So,
yeah.
All right.
Come to Dirty Dogs Roadhouse in Denver. I'm there all the time.
Yeah. Okay. So Nancy shared. So guys, yes, if you're watching, if you can hit the like button, if you can share, if you're on Facebook for us. Get it out there so that people can see what we're doing tonight. I want as many people as possible to know about Biker Down. Whether they're going on the poker or when they're not, they need to know about your organization.
Hey, I hope you'll save a copy of this. Are you saving a copy of this?
Yep, it's live, so it's all recorded. Okay. It'll get published, and then
because I'd like to put it on my YouTube channel too, also.
Oh, PA Biker was okay, so in the midst of everything today, so I did hear someone had a stroke and couldn't make it and was planning on going. I didn't realize that was you, PA Biker. Man, I'm so sorry to hear that, because get well soon, man.
Well, PA Biker, we'd rather have you healthy and getting where you need to go, and we're sorry about that, but if we love having you in spirit.
Yeah, you'll be able to follow along with us. Just keep that in mind. You'll be able to follow along with us on social media, because all of us are going to be on there one way or another, letting you guys know where we're at and what we're doing and what's going on. Because I know there's a lot of people out there that want to be part of this and just that aren't able to. So let's see. I think everybody's just talking about if you can't afford it, you can't afford not to have it, as Lori said. So Toby's name.
Toby, I might be in love with you, but I want you to know I'm happily married. You're a rock star.
Okay, so sport in the t-shirt, yeah. Okay, what's Toby say? I have a document backup as well, but the ICE app Plan B stays on the lock screen and can be accessed by anyone without unlocking the screen. It's an additional measure. Okay.
That's a good thought.
Good to know. And that he keeps the documents in a Ziploc bag and a saddle bag.
But you're going to keep this card in your wallet now, right, Toby?
Wallet on your ass.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I've never had somebody do, a Biker Down tattoo on their, in case of an emergency, call Biker Down. That would be interesting.
Oh, okay. So Ed, where's dog tags with the ICE information? But no, I don't think it's overkill at all.
It's really great that you guys are doing this. I mean, don't misunderstand me. I appreciate the shout out. I appreciate the conversation, but this is what is lacking in the biker community. To be honest with you, it's just having the conversations.
Yeah, nobody wants to talk about this stuff. It's not going to happen to us. Why would we even? That's right. I mean,
I don't want to talk that. Don't jinx me, But we're making great strides in, that's why I call it motorcycle awareness. Knowledge is power. We have a level of responsibility of what we need to do. So I can't thank you guys enough. I hate to do this, but I'm going to have to break off here in a little bit.
So is it your birthday?
Well, my birthday's March 8th.
Okay.
But I couldn't come to Las Vegas on March 8th because my lovely husband has something special planned. So, I have a chapter here, and I had a couple of injured riders, and then I had a special tournament I was in. So we've definitely will be a memorable trip for the casino, but so I've got to go because I've got dinner reservations with some friends, but and I was up kind of late last night, to be honest. But no, I really just want to thank all of you ladies. We'll be talking, it's going to be a little difficult for me to get writers from Colorado to go all the way out to Florida to come back. But the one thing I will tell you is that I have a tremendous reach in the state of Colorado, even though Troy hasn't ever heard of me. And I think the way you possibly maybe on your last leg of Sturgis is you'll come through Denver, and I will have quite the welcome committee for you guys. And I think quite a few of us will accompany you guys up there. There's so many people that go to Sturgis from Colorado. It's a given.
So Amanda, you want to do the honors of telling her?
On what?
That we will be making, yes.
In Golden? Yes.
Yes.
Yes, we're already booked for the hotel in Golden, and I've been working with the travel coordinator there. So just got to get a few more hotels, and we're going to try to keep everything in Golden.
That's awesome. I can probably, I'll give you kind of like a digital of the area if you find anything that you're lacking. I will tell you guys, Dirty Dogs Roadhouse is the #1 biker bar in Colorado. I mean, not that there's not a lot of good ones, but Mark and Rob know how to throw a party, and they know how to give you a big welcome. They'll bring in good entertainment. The food is great. It is where all are welcome, and they can accommodate this large crowd. And we'd be just so honored and blessed to have you guys there.
That I've been working with is supposed to reach out to them to see what they're going to do, because I kind of told her that you were kind of tied to them, so she's supposed to be reaching out to them. We're actually that's just like 2 or 3 minutes away, which was the Red Rock, I think.
Yeah.
Right out from Adventure Harley Davidson.
Avalanche,
there you go.
Yeah. I will tell you that hotel's a bit expensive, and about, I don't know if you're trying to do comfort inns or anything like that, but send me an email and let me throw some, don't misunderstand me. The Red Rock Hotel is amazing. And when you guys are coming through, hopefully COVID will be much, much over. And, Red Rocks for a concert is like the most amazing thing. You'll never see anything as cool. But my point is, that's a pretty pricey hotel. Unless
pretty good discount.
And I'm just saying,
they hit us up good with a discount.
Did they? Because if not, there's some really good hotels in what they call Denver West, which is in Golden.
Yeah, she's working on that too.
Okay.
Working on hotels there too. So yeah. We had to get one for the crew to get everybody booked before first. So yeah, she's working on other hotels, because if we end up with as many people as we're hoping, we don't have enough hotel space.
Right. It's not big enough. But I'm just saying, don't go in to downtown Golden. Stay in Denver West, which is very close to Dirty Dogs, because the city of Golden does not like motorcycle riders.
Okay.
So Dirty Dogs is kind of on the edge of Golden, so they don't mess with us very much. And Mark and them own all the land, so they're limited as to what. We just had a swap meet in the middle of COVID last weekend, and we had probably 750 people there. And the health department's going like this, taking photos, and we're all masked up and all doing this, and we just. You'll be at home there. You really will. So that's y'all just made my day. And that gives me a brownie point with Mark and Rob.
Yes. So it isn't going to be a car to pull, just because that's a long day for us. Thank you. Brian's still on here, Blacktop Devil. We had him rework the map and give us a couple of other solutions that we could do. And so we've got it to where, and it's not on the website yet, people, if you're watching. It will be on there tomorrow, probably maybe Monday at the latest. We'll get it on there for everybody to see, but we're going to make it like a party where everybody can, like, the bar is the destination. and our
Yeah.
hotels will be there, so that people can roll in whenever they're ready and feel comfortable. We'll be doing the $1 Million Highway, so that was our concern, is that that's going to be quite a highway to take, and we just didn't want everybody to be pressured to getting to the location at a certain time to do their card pull. So, but yeah, so we're excited because now it's like
You'll love
it's
that
open
too,
for
because
the
from
party.
Durango, you'll go through Vail and Breck, and it's really just rock star. It's like, I love Sturgis, and any of you that have not been to Sturgis, it is really, I will just tell any of you riding in the mountains, and this is another food for thought, is if you're a flatlander and you're not used to riding in mountains, please really focus on learning to stop your bike by shifting down.
Shifting down.
And I really, really mean that. There's tight turns. There shouldn't be gravel in July, but I'm just saying, when I learned how to ride my bike, my husband took me up to Evergreen and said, okay, now, and going up was no problem. He said, now we're going to go back, and I want you to shift and not touch your brakes all the way down.
All the way down, yeah.
And I need you to learn how to control your bike instead of your braking. I mean, it's fine to tap your brakes and things like that, but so I'm just saying, once you hit Durango, you're going to be in mountain terrain all the way, and then you're going to go to Sturgis, and you're going to do, Custer and all that, and that is one of the number one accidents in Sturgis is overcorrecting and braking.
All right.
Really is an important thing to practice.
Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate you being on here to talk about the charity and announce
Thank
it.
you.
Excited to have you on this Boca run with us and experiencing it with us. And then, of course, we'll be in touch, and we'll talk about the bar and getting everything set up for there when we come rolling into town. I'll get you postcards and posters. So
we are very technology savvy, so we can do one of these if you want Mark and Rob on there. Believe me, now that you're committed, if you don't get something in a timely fashion, call Laurie. Mama Bear will get you on you.
All right, will do.
God bless you guys. Find me on Facebook. I'd love to be friends with you guys, and I'll spend a little bit more time on support bikers in the following weeks and be much more interactive. So God bless you guys. Ride safe.
Go enjoy your
Remember,
dinner.
if you go down, we step up.
Yes.
See you later. How do I leave here? I better get my old lady glasses on. Oh, leave studio. All right,
Bye.
love. Bye-bye.
Bye. All right. Looking at side chat, do not miss one video of your guys are so awesome. Thank you very much. May God bless each and every one of you on your trip. Oh, thank you. You will be there in memory with us, riding along. Put biker down emergency info tattoo on my right side outside shoulder. That would be great. You know what crazy things happen in Sturgis. Maybe we should start something.
There you go. What happened in Sturgis stays in Sturgis.
Right? You could do some sort of a prize or something for if you get biker down tattooed, get an extra prize.
There you go.
So it looks like Ed's been to the concert at Red Rocks. So wow, this Red Rocks place makes me even more interested. I gotta go see what it's about. Matthew joined us. Hello. We've got Jeff from Rushville, Indiana. Thank you for joining us. Ozark State Writer had said thank you to Lori, and Toby said great stuff, the Badgers. Okay, so, well, guys.
Did you see the group of riders on the page yesterday from Eureka? They're going to meet us in Eureka Springs. They've already booked their rooms.
Really?
Yeah, a riders group. I forget where they're from. I'm so sorry, I forget their name. But they've already booked their hotel rooms. They'll be getting there on the Friday night, and they'll be waiting to meet us on the Sunday.
Did they get their discount?
No, they just
That's only
booked
us.
straight.
Yeah. They got to do the world record poker run to get the discount. So that's a good thing to point out is I am not making it public on the website. It's going to be a private page for everybody for lodging. So when you go on to register, in the registration process will be a link to the lodging page. Once May 31st, our deadline's up. So starting June 1st, don't hold me to it. After May 31st, we will put it out there for anybody to go on and book and get a discount that wants to just meet us at one of those locations that's not necessarily riding with us. Because I want to guarantee that we all have a spot, right? That are actually a part of the run itself. So let's see, what else we got on here? Oh, Tracy's from Canada. Yeah, if you guys are on here, go tell us where you're at and tell us where you're watching from. Registration, guys, is opening. It will be official on Monday. It is this close to being ready to hit publish. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have our family go in and do the registration process, meaning like Nerdy Badger and Baby Badger that haven't seen it and have no clue, and have them go and build out the registration form and go through the whole process and make sure that it works and does exactly what we want it to do and makes sense. And then for my Support Bikers crew, which I know a lot of you are on the side chat, I am you make an appearance
here.
So a lot of you that our Support Bikers crew, what we're going to do is I'm going to ask you guys probably tomorrow at a certain time. I want you guys to all go on and register and go through the process, just to make sure we get all the bugs worked out again, right? And then it opens up for everyone on March 1st on Monday.
Okay. I just came in to add to this.
Okay.
So also when you're going through the registration, we have a special on hauling bikes. It's a flat rate fee from almost anywhere in the U.S. There's just a couple caveats to it. Great pricing for the World Record Poker Run. Haul Bikes came through big for us. So as you go through registration, it'll give you a chance to reach out to them, and they literally come to your house and pick it up.
Yeah.
As long as their truck can get down your road. If not, you need to bring it where their truck can get, but they will literally be picking it up from your front door. And they will also do the same deal back from Sturgis. So they will haul your bike to Florida. You can ride it to Sturgis, hop on a plane and fly home, and they'll haul your bike back to the house for basically the same price again. So whatever you guys need, they're going to hook us up.
Could you hear him? Because he's on my computer, and could you
I
guys
didn't
hear
think
him?
about that.
I can.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
good. Because I didn't want him to repeat that.
So anyway, guys, yeah, they came through in a big way. We talked to a few transportation companies, and they're like, "We're in. What can we do to help?" So they just set it at a flat rate, and so then everybody knows exactly what they're paying from anywhere in the country.
Okay. Yeah. So registration, you'll be either pushing the button for one rider, or you'll be pushing a button for a rider and a passenger. So you're going to choose which one. And through that process, you guys are going to be signing up for a text messaging program. So thank you to Amy. Miss Stevie, she actually had messaged me and came up with this great idea. So you guys, anybody that's on the ride will be opting into getting text messages from us, so that way, before the event even happens, we can text you and tell you if things have changed for some reason. And while we're on the ride, you guys can actually get notifications. You just never know what's going to happen.
It'll be our easy, quick way to communicate with you.
Yep. And then from there, you're going to get links to the transporting, like he said. You're going to get information on storing, who you need to contact for storing. And you're also going to get information on the Harley dealership and if you guys need your bike serviced. So all that has been done and completed. Then the next thing is, if you haven't already, if you guys are watching this, if you're going or not going, stop blowing my here. Please go on to the events. We've created multiple Facebook events. If you can go on to those events and say that you're going,
And share it.
and then turn around and share it and brag about it and tell everybody about the event. Because when you go to look at an event, you're kind of like, well, how many people are participating in this? So be sure and hit the going button so that everybody sees it. And we have multiple. So for the poker run itself, we have an event, but we also have events that are for each location. So we've got the Twisted Fork on July 29th. We've got John Maxwell's event that's separate. Eureka Springs, we have the 2 different bars. They have 2 separate Facebook events. And then, Harley Davidson and Cheyenne that just signed up, which we hadn't announced either. Yeah, we got so much going on. So make sure to go to those Facebook events. We're going to have we're going to have them on too and talk to them. There'll be a stop.
Yep, and that's a cool story within itself. Other things that I want to tell you guys. So Amanda has done an amazing job getting us hotel rooms, but in most of the places, that's a couple hundred hotel rooms. Guys, we do not know how many people are going to go. 200 may cover it. It may take 500, right? So if you know you're going for sure, get registered as soon as you can. Get your hotel room, get your transportation, because first come, first serve, right? So when those 200 rooms are gone, we will try to get more, but there's no guarantees, right? You may have to find a hotel that, around the area. So, that would be my main stressor is if you know you're going, get on there the first week in March, register, get your hotel room.
And the registration process
and be ready to go.
The link to the lodging.
Because I'd hate for it to come around to the end of May and you just can't find a hotel room. Or we've talked about this, right? We don't know what our cutoff point is for this. I would like to say if 1,000 people want to go, 1,000 people can. I don't know if we have the capacity to handle 1,000 people. So we may at 400 go, you know what? That's what we can manage and shut it off. And if we shut it off and you can't go, I don't want that. So go get registered. The other thing is the quicker those numbers go up, the longer time we have to adjust to make sure that you all can go. If we get a big rush at the end of May, then we're scrambling trying to figure it out. So
Amanda, I'll tell you,
Yes.
you need to get in. You need to get your rooms booked.
Yes. Definitely out west, Colorado, Cheyenne. Those are tourist places. So that's tourist season.
So you might want to start backwards. We're working hard to get you guys what you need for that area, but those will be the top ones you need to go book now.
Yeah, we've spent the last week working on hotels for you guys.
Amanda said 2 weeks.
Yeah, I'm talking about
We don't
like 4 of us, 5 of us have worked this entire week trying to get this done. I was on the phone today booking rooms. So, and I've got a call tomorrow and I got calls Monday. So that would be the only thing that I would have to say, guys, is if you know you're going, or as soon as you know you're going, just go get registered. Because like I said, I hate to threaten that we may cut it off, but the truth of the matter, guys, is we're going to only have so many volunteers. And you think about a card pull, for example. If we've got to pull 500 poker cards in one night, and it's 3 minutes per card pull, do the math. We won't have time. So that's all the stuff that we're looking at from our side, and I'm just sharing that with you guys so you know. I can't see myself anymore. I don't know. Am I still talking?
Are you talking to yourself?
Anyway, we just don't know. So this is our first time. We're doing the absolute best we can. We're working our tails off. We just don't want to leave anybody behind. We want everybody that wants to go to be able to go. So that was my stressor. I will leave your
Toby, yes, I
area.
think Biker Down is only on Facebook. Miss Stevie, Amy said, I spoke with our local Harley dealership today and they're going to put the flyer on their website. Do you have anything you can email? Yes. Yes,
I'll
and
email
yes,
a
and
picture
yes,
of me.
and yes.
You can
And
just put that
I
up in the
will
dealership.
not send a picture of him.
That's what everybody wants.
I
Just a
will
picture
get
of me.
you Yes, I will get anybody and everybody that wants to. In fact, Amanda probably saw like one of the locations that we signed agreement with. I said, do you want flyers? Do you want postcards? And so they said, yes, send us some. So anybody and everybody that wants these, I am getting them postcards to them. They're all drafted up. This is kind of what it looks like. Oh, these are our big posters, guys. These are nice posters. Let me get a plastic so it's not to come. These are awesome, freaking professional looking. I went into the bathroom of the Twisted Fork, right? Girls, guys, you know, the guys, whose show was that? Whose live was talking about advertising on the back doors of the bathrooms? But they had like flyers that were kind of taped and all torn in and you couldn't even see them. These are going to look nice. They're going to be all over for everybody to see the event and what's going on so that they know about it and can participate. Today, we were at an event. We didn't do the ride. I think Desiree's on here. We didn't go do the poker run ride, but we actually went to at the very, very end at 4 because I picked up the magazines and I took and passed around the magazines and told everybody about the poker run because the back cover has the ad in there.
Miss Stevie, you do not. You will be bunking with Baby Badger.
We got it. You are taken care of,
You're
and I hope you
booked.
don't mind the futon I bought a couple of weeks ago to sleep on at my house on the 29th. All right. No room in. What did everything? No room in.
Dave's here. His room will be rolled up on the passenger seat.
All right.
How do you fit a king size bed on the passenger seat?
So Amanda is in the process. In each location, she's been working on campgrounds for you guys. Now, when it comes to campgrounds, there's no like booking campgrounds and allotting so many tent spaces that we can reserve. So we're just getting you guys the information so that you guys can call again. Like Amanda will tell you, start in Colorado, like right now, like start in Colorado, Wyoming. You need to start in that area and work your way back to make sure that you get a tent space.
And for tent campers, I'm still looking in Colorado, and I got Cheyenne, Wyoming covered, but a lot of those campgrounds out there, you can't burn wood. So, and some of them, their bathrooms and their bathhouses are locked. So you may give me until Monday or Tuesday to get campgrounds in Colorado. Travel coordinators working with me now to try to get
that done.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you.
Very, very limited tent spaces, like 8 to 10 a campground. And
if Belle's still on here, Belle, get in touch with me this next week. Get as soon as you can. As far as you having your rig and getting spots
all
for
the
you.
Campgrounds that I have put on there right now can hold Belle. I think she said she was 1 foot long. So I made sure they had a pull through for her. So any of them that's on the spreadsheet or that's on, that she can get to, that she'll be fine with those because they can hold her.
Awesome. And we didn't know if she wanted to stay at the hotel.
Just saying. Somebody in this group's got good taste. Hell's on Two Wheels just made their entrance.
Hey guys.
Like a bat out of hell, they come flying in.
I saw some dressed up pictures. I don't know when that was from.
I think they were bartenders today. Toby wants some of those big posters. Awesome.
Let me know how many you guys want, and I will.
Miss Stevie wants one of those posters of me. You want me to sign it for you?
My mom said we were talking about postcards and how many postcards we got, and I ordered 5,000 of them. And she's like, "Are we gonna pass out that many?" And I was like, "Yeah." And she goes, "I guess if we don't, we can just take the wall and like line them up with make a wall of postcards." But no, we're passing out 5,000 postcards. Dave's here, man.
Yeah, he's pitching a tent at Cracker Barrel. I thought I needed to get a hotel, but
The futon right there.
So the night of the kickoff, you're staying here, Miss Stevie. Then we've got your rooms booked from there, so you don't need to worry about that. You are staying with Baby Badger. I'm sorry.
He
Messy
came in
teenagers.
and he's got my mouse, just so you guys know.
Don't take it anymore. The Badger's got a new viewer tonight. My daughter is watching with us. Awesome.
Oh, cool.
So our daughter, you weren't here earlier, but our youngest is going through the motorcycle course.
She looks truly like a badger.
Oh yeah, she's wore out. She's been on the bike for like 8 hours today, and I'm just like, so welcome to
gotta
the
run.
biker lifestyle. Welcome to the biker lifestyle.
Bye, Ed.
Oh, Ed's out of here.
Yeah. Thank you.
Bye. Can you give a shout out? Her name is Rylan and will be joining us some this year. Hi, Rylan.
Yes. Hi, Rylan.
Congratulations
I love the name Rylan.
on meeting us awesome people.
I'm sorry.
See, she wants my picture signed. Big posters. See, Toby wants it too.
Our ceilings.
Hey, Amanda,
Yes.
can we get each of the hotels to put my poster on the ceiling, please?
Yes.
So people can lay down at night and just see me.
Oh, yeah.
I will work on that.
That would be like the perfect. That would be the perfect place to put them.
Yes, I wanted to say like, "What up, bitches?" and looking down at them.
I added it.
Okay,
So
you made me lose my spot.
Yeah.
Damn it! You're fired.
when do we announce that we got our official paid for Cheyenne stop?
Official paid for Cheyennes. Whenever you want to.
Guess what, guys? It's official. The town of Cheyenne.
This is an interesting story. You got to tell the story. Tell the story.
All right. So Sunny reached out to the dealership there, and
I agree. That would be some badass wallpaper.
it's off season for them, and so they're like, we're not interested in it. So Amanda, thank you, my lady. She gets on the phone to book us hotels, and phone calls get made, and the next thing you know, Cheyenne, the dealership's calling. What is the name of the dealership? It is called
High Country.
High Country
Yeah.
Harley Davidson.
High Country.
And
wrong.
no.
They are close to Denver.
So they called back and said the city wants to get involved, and we want to make this a huge event.
So it went from no to the city wants us to do it. So yes, we'll write you a check.
We'll write you a check. Let's
Well,
do this.
Toby
So the
said,
town of Cheyenne, guys, is ready for us to roll on in.
the Badgers, the posters combined with mirror ceilings. Oh yeah, brown chicken.
I was
brown
gonna
cow.
mention the so Toby, my brain went like yours did. I was thinking about the mirrors, and I was like, literally in my head, I was like,
Same.
were you scared? And like with the black Sharpie, like world record poker, like writing.
Y'all a bunch of perverts.
Toby said it.
Yeah, we just taught it. Toby said it.
Yeah.
He wants his on the side of the wall because he sleeps on his side. Oh, good Lord. It was like, see, we may not have got enough posters. You may need to get more.
I think I'm gonna have to get some more.
Which is not a problem, guys. We got a great printer, and he can print them out like
Within
he's
a day.
within a day, like
I was like,
nobody's
down the street.
business.
G-Paw
and G-Paw, we can meet up when they get to Florida. Yeah, sure.
yes.
Wyoming, not weed friendly. Well, why would you name your Harley Davidson High Country if you're not weed friendly? Right.
Those individuals. They come see us. We need business. Oh.
10 postcards and 10 posters too.
All
For
right.
Dan. Okay. Cute.
Awesome. Mom's on it.
All right. What else do we need to announce? Anything? Because you've talked for 2 hours and
Have
just
I?
rambling on. Oh, we do need to tell you something. So tomorrow morning we are going to be in Canada.
Yeah.
So we have a live tomorrow with what are they called? The Canadians?
Yes.
Something like
the
that.
Canadians.
The Canadian guys are
So we'll be with Dave and Superman Kev.
Yes.
And
I've been practicing my Canadian, don't you know? Eh?
Yeah. So you guys can come on, watch the live with the Canadian boys.
Yeah, I was like, can you imagine it? 3 Canadians and 2 Badgers walk into a bar. Sounds like the start of a bad joke. But we're going to see how it turns out in the morning. What is it? What is the name of the channel?
All right.
The Canadian Guys. Let's
Yep.
talk virtual. Okay. It's the Canadian Guys.
Live chat, the Canadian guys
And the
What time is
Badgers.
it on?
and the Badgers.
It's at 10 a.m.
10 a.m. Eastern time.
Cool.
You guys can join us on there. Harley Girl's not on here. She's in there. She messaged me and she's like, I love those guys. So she's gonna watch. Yeah, and then I think what we're gonna do is we need to put out a video for tomorrow on our YouTube channel. So we're going to do a talking head video like this, I think, and put everything together step by step for everybody that's gonna go in and register. So they don't have to go to the very end of a live feed.
Right.
Say here.
Yeah, so we
all
will
this
go
information.
over, we'll do a short, like, this is the process. Right.
Yep. Harley Diner rides. Yep.
All right. Anything else?
I think he tells me we've been talking too long, and then he starts selling more. All right, girls, my
Anything
ladies,
else? Anything you would like to add?
love having you on here.
Yes. We'll send my signed poster over later.
Can't wait.
See?
I feel
There's like, I already got the beanie with your freaking badger and the tank top.
You don't have a beanie with my picture on it.
You're the badger. All right, guys. I think we'll call it a night. Thank you so much to everybody.
Remember, we're going to Canada tomorrow.
Canada.
We're going to Canada tomorrow.
Going to Canada tomorrow. Join us and then look for frequently answered questions from the Support Bikers crew as I put a video together from everybody, which you all did amazing. Thank you so much for that.
What time is it in the UK?
Now, well, I don't know about the UK because I'm in Ireland, but it is just 2:00 in the morning.
Holy moly. Miss,
Never tell an Irish person they're in the UK. Very bad idea. That's like saying that you guys are Canadian.
Miss Stevie loves her tank.
I know. I showed the girls. I showed the girls how good your boobs looked.
She was
Build
showing
on
them
Google.
all.
We'll see us in just a few more
If you
days.
want your boobs to look awesome, just get a Badger tank and you two can look like Amy.
That's going to be our new sales thing. We're going to make all the girls get them and take pictures of them.
Oh, God.
That'll be like, look, boobies. That'll sell. I guarantee you that'll sell shirts.
Well, Karen looked good with hers on too. Right?
We won't go there.
Tell them too. Will said they will see us in a few more days. Yay. Hit the like button. Yes, please.
Thank you,
Always a good
Desiree.
show. Thank you, everyone. Have a great weekend. And good seeing you. Be safe. Stay warm.
Thanks,
No
James.
problems here, James. It was 85 today. Tomorrow is going to set a record at 90.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
Yes, 90 degrees. And it's February.
February 28th.
It's the last day of February. 90 freaking degrees.
And last thing, happy birthday, baby. Or Nerdy Badger, whichever
Nerdy
Badger.
Badger.
Oh, baby. I'm all confused. Confused.
Oh boy.
Happy birthday, Nerdy Badger. And
I'm sure the topic will come up about the Canadians doing their world record poker run.
Yeah.
Good conversation.
I would love to go to Canada and do it.
Yeah,
They could do the next one.
I'm sure it will. I'm good. Badgers and boobies. That is now going to be the name of our channel. We're changing everything, guys. Time to rebrand.
Winter in Florida, huh, Desiree? All right.
All right, guys. Have a good night.
Good
Bye.
night, everybody.
So long, farewell.
Love you all.
Bye.
Bye, Karen. Go to bed.
Okay. Oh, just before I go, can I ask you guys, no hurry, just to give me some names of some hotels in the area for the when we arrive, just so I know where to be looking. Because I
Yeah.
mean, I've
Hold on
local-
just a second. I'll take you into the green room and we'll do that.
No, you don't have to do it now. Not now. Do not do it now.
Hold on. I'm going to end the
confuse you.
video.
Two people got in the morning,
Bye,
so let's go to
guys.
bed.
Hold on, Karen.
Hold